everybody, this is Maya. Welcome to October, otherwise known as National Novel Writing Prep Month. What do I mean when I say that? Well, the month of October is this amazing time called National Novel Writing Month, otherwise known as NaNoWriMo. And this is a month when people from all over the world all decide that they're going to try an amazing feat. They're going to try to complete a 50,000 word novel in 30 days. So this video is really a compilation of all of my experiences with National Novel Writing Month. There are a lot of videos out there that talk about how to succeed, how to finish, but a lot of them come from people that have always finished. I was never a finisher until 2 years ago. I participated in National Novel Writing Month for about 7 years before I actually completed my first novel during the month. And in all those failures, I learned something each time. And this video series is really a compilation of everything I've learned over the past 7 years with doing National Novel Writing Month. So I've already talked about what NaNoWriMo is, but the very first thing that you should probably decide to do is to commit, because that is the first secret of completing National Novel Writing Month in November, is to actually commit. And if you make that commitment now, even though it's 30 days ahead of time, you'll have an entire month to really prepare and set yourself up for success. So the question is, why should you do National Novel Writing Month? Well, the first answer is it's fun. It is so much fun to kind of take a break. It's like a brain vacation. The rest of the year, you're focused on school, you're focused on work, you're focused on family and all these other things. And for this 1 month, you're really focusing on yourself and your creativity. And you're doing it in a way that's really social. Because there are so many people participating in NaNoWriMo, there's people, you can go online and do word sprints. You'll meet people from all over the world. You can go, most cities have various write-ins and things. It's a really social activity, and that makes it a lot of fun. And so it really is a little bit of a vacation for yourself once a year to really tell the family, this is what I'm doing, to take a time every day for yourself to sit down and write your words. It's a great time, and it's something that once you do it once, every November you'll kind of have that nostalgic feeling of, oh wow, it's National Novel Writing Month, even if you never do it again. The second reason to do it, which I've already kind of touched on, is the amount of support available. If you've always wanted to be a writer and you've tried to sit down and write on your own, it's a really lonely pursuit a lot of times. And until you've done that first thing that you've finished, a lot of times getting through to that first finish line is the most difficult, because along the way, you're having all these experiences of questioning yourself, wondering if you're capable, wondering if it's stupid, wondering if you're doing it wrong. And during National Novel Writing Month, there are so many thousands of people going through all those same stages together, and it's really encouraging. So if you are in week 2 and you're experiencing the typical slump, you can go online and you'll see that there are many people having that slump, and you can support each other and reach out and have call-in buddies where you're like, hey, did you write your words today? Hey, I wrote my words today. That level of support and accountability is built into NaNoWriMo because there are so many other people doing it. Whereas if you're writing on your own, you're really only able to push yourself. Reason 3 to do National Novel Writing Month is to test your skills. National Novel Writing Month, you're doing your writing so quickly that you don't have time to be perfect. And throughout the year, most people write at a much slower pace. They work really hard on their editing, and you don't really necessarily recognize when your writing is improving. And what I found is every single year that I've done NaNoWriMo, when I look back at the draft is better than it was the previous year. In addition, I use National Novel Writing Month a lot of times to push myself outside my comfort zone. So if I normally write literary fiction that's really dark, I might try to write a love story, or I might try to write something completely different just to push my wheelhouse, test my skills, see if I'm capable. If I have a project that I know is above, like way above my pay grade, like the skill level, I'm just not there yet, I may use National Novel Writing Month to write that first rough draft just to play around with ideas and see what really works so that later on I can actually write the project. The next thing, which is what I used it for, was to create a writing habit. I had a really hard time creating a writing habit. A lot of it was self-doubt, and also just I had so much stuff going on in my life. Creating a writing habit was really difficult for me. And what National Novel Writing Month did was it created this concentrated time where I did a whole lot of writing. And they say that it takes about 21 days to create a habit. Well, after 30 days of that, then writing half that amount seems easy peasy. And so my typical writing volume for the year is I write a whole bunch in November, and then say December through May, I write about half that amount. So I may write the 67 words a day in November. And then in December, I may decide that, you know what, that is too much for me every single day year round, but I can do 200 words a day. And then I find that I taper off right around August. I get into editing mode and I stop writing so much. And then I have a couple months where I hardly write anything at all. And then National Novel Writing Month kicks in and I write a whole bunch of words, and then the cycle continues. And it's like this checks and balance where I check in every year to reboot, to remind myself that I am a daily writer, to remind myself that I'm capable of doing this. The fifth reason to do it, and that is to rein in your writing habit. If your writing habit is all topsy-turvy and all over the place, National Novel Writing Month is a good time to create some structure, to remind yourself to set aside time each day rather than sometimes writing in the morning, sometimes writing at night. It creates a little bit of structure that can really help propel you throughout the rest of the year. I would say the most important thing about National Novel Writing Month is this opportune time to really surprise yourself. I've never come out of NaNoWriMo without succeeding in something that I didn't think I was capable of. So even when I did my first National Novel Writing Month and I totally bombed it, it was horrible. The writing actually wasn't half bad, but I approached it all wrong. I made it like 2 weeks. It was horrible. But I surprised myself because it was the first time I'd ever written more than 25,000 words in any project. It was the very first time that I wrote dialogue that kind of sounded like dialogue when I read it out loud. Like that was a huge surprise. Every single year that I've done NaNoWriMo, I have surprised myself, even in if it's in some small way. The first year I finished, I surprised myself in two ways. I surprised myself because A, I finished, but also I surprised myself because I did it by hand. I didn't even type it. So the following year when I did NaNoWriMo, I thought, well, maybe the writing it by hand is what made it easy for me to finish. Maybe I'm only capable of being creative by hand. So I did that National Novel Writing Month on the computer, and I finished that one too. So gradually over time, I changed my self concept. I went from being someone that starts projects and never finishes to becoming a finisher, which was in and of itself another surprise. National Novel Writing Month has taught me that I'm stronger than I think I am, that I'm more courageous than I think I am, that it's okay to reach out to others for support. It's taught me so many life lessons that I consider it a really, really crucial event for me, even if there comes a time when I no longer do the novels each year. I will always support National Novel Writing Month because it's just that important to me. It's also a great time to take a break from more intense projects. So, this is me right now. Right now, I am editing two novels and I am editing and resubmitting the same 5 short stories that I've been doing for the last year. Um, it's kind of intense and it's kind of mind numbing. I'm still going through a lot of growth processes in changing my mind concept from someone that finishes drafts to someone that finishes novels. And so getting through the editing phase has been very intense and very emotional. So this year, when I chose my national novel writing project, it's really going to be based on what will give me a break. Like, what can I do that's really different from what I normally do that I can really enjoy? Maybe something that's not so moody. Maybe something that I don't have to edit. Maybe something that I'll never show anybody. Maybe I'll just do a project that literally I just write it and put it on a shelf somewhere because I need that break so that the rest of the year I can go back to focusing on those two novels and those same 5 short stories without having my brain explode. And NaNoWriMo is a great time to play with words. Um, the majority of people that do National Novel Writing Month do not want to be published authors, period. I have a friend in my writers group who I think has finished 6 novels. They're all like 100,000 or something, it's 100,000 words. He is not even going to think about editing and publishing until he's finished the entire series I know other people that have literally finished like 10 novels, 10 years worth of national novel writing novels, and they just sit on computer drives. They have no intention of ever editing. And that's because National Novel Writing Month is right back to the number one reason. It's fun, but also it's a time to play with words. So if you have a really technical job or you have a major that's really just left brain, National Novel Writing Month is a time to really let your right side of your brain just have fun and play. I may have gotten the brain sides mixed up because I'm tired, but you get what I'm saying. It's really a great time to just let it all hang loose, play with words, play with ideas. Just, this is where the book that Chris Beatty wrote, No Plot, No Problem, this is where that book actually comes in because if you're just playing with words, it doesn't matter. If your character gets stuck, you can just throw a shovel at it. You can have a pirate come in. You can literally do anything in the world because it's yours to play with. And you're the only person that's ever going to see it. So, literally, it's just play. It's fun. Don't ever forget that. Don't take NaNoWriMo too seriously. Seriously, you're writing 50,000 words in a month. It's not going to be great. But when you're done, you may find that there's a chapter here that would make a good short story. And there's 3 chapters here that if you look at it and you re-outline it, might make an entire novel. And oh, look, that dialogue looks good. I'm going to take the lesson I just learned from that and use it in all the rest of my writing. That is awesome. And that's what happens when you just let loose and play and indulge in your creativity, and NaNoWriMo can change your life. Really, those are the last 2 reasons. Indulge it. Everybody needs a creative outlet. Even if you're busy, even if you don't have time, just take out that 1 month a year, take that hour each day, write, play with words, indulge yourself. And it may just change your life the way National Novel Writing Month has changed mine. So for this month in October, I'm doing something that I've never really done. I don't script my videos usually. I'm going to be scripting these videos for the most part. I am doing these videos every single day. And what you're going to expect is how to set yourself up for success with National Novel Writing Month. Regardless of whether you eventually want to be a writer and this is a project that you're going to take forward, or if you're just playing with words and you just want to throw all the words at the wall and see what happens. Regardless, this month really is meant to set yourself up for success. I am a personal assistant for a bunch of self published authors. And one of the authors recently said in one of his podcasts that preparing an outline really is a time to make yourself excited about the project so that you can go into the project ready to go. So think of yourself as a racehorse. The month of October, you are in the corral. You're looking at the track. You're seeing the bunny rabbit. You want to get going. You're getting antsy. You're getting excited. Your adrenaline's pumping. The rider's getting on your back. And November 1st, the gate opens up. That's what I want your October to be. So I'll see you this month.